What's going on, everyone? Swinging Bull here with PB Alerts. Welcome to another earnings stream. We got some big hitters today, Nvidia and CRM. Let me just take a quick peek here. Also, don't forget, we're less than 2 weeks away from our second annual Traders Paradise in-person event. This year it's in Chicago, June 9th through 12th. There's a link in the description with more info. I'll go over that a little bit more towards the end of the stream. Nvidia is supposed to report, I'm showing 4:20 p.m. Eastern. So we got about 20 minutes on that. CRM is supposed to report right now at 4 p.m. So let me just go to the sticks real quick and look at what's going on with them. Go to TradingView. So their data is supposed to be out. Let me just see what I got here. If I get some EPS and revenue data. Okay. Take a look. Hopefully everyone's having a good week so far. It's Wednesday. Week is half over. Okay. Should get the data any minute. When I get the data, I'll let everyone know. Going into the earnings, CRM had a PE of 39.41. EPS is 6.36. They even pay a small dividend, 0.6%. 934 million free float. They were, let's see. Yeah, they do a pretty good job pulling positive net income. It's good for them. That's going into the earnings. Debt to asset only 40%, so that's good. CRM's getting a positive reaction so far. Nvidia kind of selling off here. Let me check SPY real quick. Yeah, SPY, triple Qs. Kind of selling in after hours as well. Probably just some pre-earnings jitters there. We'll go back to CRM since they officially announced already. Okay, CRM closed the regular session at $276.10 a share. Okay, I got some results for CRM. Let me go ahead and post this. Okay, so current RPO 11%, revenue 8% year over year to 10 billion, operating margin 18%, fiscal year 26 guidance revenue plus 8% to 40.7 billion, operating margin 22%. Okay, give me 1 sec here and I'll post some info. Okay. All right, so let's go over CRM first. Pop this out on the browser. So we got a little graphic here. The forecasted EPS was 2.55, and they just reported 2.58. So they beat by 1%, just by a little bit. Revenue 9.7 billion was the forecast, and they just reported 9.82 billion, beat by 1% there as well. EPS up 6% year over year, revenue up 8% year over year. Okay, so far it's getting a positive reaction, so let's be a little patient here and make sure it doesn't do a little reverso on us. Still waiting on the video. We should get their earnings in about 10 or 15 minutes. CRM. Okay, so they beat EPS, they beat revenue, and they raised guidance. Okay, so got a little trifecta of positive data there for them. So good for CRM and the CRM bulls. It's looking pretty good so far. They wicked up to 294.30. Initial positive reaction. They pulled back a little bit. Maybe just taking a little breather here. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Blue Brain? Good to see you, man. I'm going to put this right here. Okay, so they're kind of hanging out around like 38%. Well, around 25% retrace, actually. So they took a little breather, pulled back to 287.36 after running to 294.29. They pulled back, taking a little breather. Let's see if they make a run at a new after hours high here. Okay, at 4:05 p.m. Eastern. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. I'm going to post this data from AlphaSense real quick. And then we'll go over a couple highlights. Okay, hold on one second, actually. Move this out the way real quick. Okay, CRM's holding up. It's holding up pretty good. 1 second here. Okay, first quarter revenue for CRM, 9.8 billion, and the EPS came in at 2.58. So we just went over that. Both of those figures up 8% year over year. Post that for everyone. Put this on the bottom of my screen. There we go. Okay, still waiting on Nvidia. I know most people are here for Nvidia, so earnings whispers say they're not reporting until 4:20 p.m. Eastern, so about 14 more minutes. Okay. Let me look at a few other things real quick. Okay, looks like CRM might be making a run towards after hours high. We'll see. It's sitting at around $290.50 a share right now. We go over to Nvidia just for a second. They sold off into the close, as did the overall market, right? So I don't think that's anything Nvidia did. Kind of on its way back up a little bit. Keep my eye on it. And again, just to recap, CRM beat EPS, they beat revenue, and they raised guidance. So investors are loving what they're seeing right now. Okay, let me see if there's any more info I can share with everyone. Got a bunch of people going nuts on Twitter right now. So fiscal year 2026 guidance, they raised. Okay, so it looks like we got the basic info for CRM. 3 positive line items: beat EPS, beat revenue, and raised guidance. So that's good. And obviously they're getting a positive reaction. So congrats to the CRM bulls. It's about 4:07 p.m. Eastern. Just wanted to see real quick for CRM. Yeah, they were trading just above their anchored VWAP. Their anchored VWAP's around like 275. So they closed the regular session at 276. So literally 276.10. So literally they were trading right above their anchor VWAP. Sitting here in after hours at 288 a share, up almost 5%. More like up 4%. A little bit of sellers coming in right now. That's okay. I'd like to see CRM hold above 283. That would put it right above the golden ratio. So let's see if it holds up above 283. I'd say S1 probably 285 and S2 283. So let's see if it can hold those two levels. If it does, obviously it might be gearing up for another leg up. Back to Nvidia just for a second. They had a PE coming into the earnings at 33. Nice and positive EPS 2.93. That's trailing 12 months. Huge float, of course. And Nvidia, very much a positive net income company, smashing year-over-year numbers every time they report earnings. Nice sliding scale to the upside on the positive net income. That's a beautiful thing there. Debt to asset only 28%. That's good. Oh, Nvidia coming into the earnings had $43 billion in cash and equivalents. Talk about runway. They got plenty of runway. Of course, they're a profitable company, so don't really need to worry about runway, right? CRM holding up. Their after hours high is 294.49. Pulled back a little bit, but they're hanging out up here around 290. That's good for the CRM bulls. Side note from the CEO of Salesforce, we delivered strong Q1 results and are raising our guidance by 400 million to 41.3 billion at the high end of the range. So nice raise on the guidance there. And EPS, they didn't really raise the EPS. That's fiscal year 2026. They didn't raise the guidance for remainder of Q2 for EPS either, or sales, but fiscal year guidance was for 2026 for sales was raised. The 60% of Q1's top 100 deals included AI and data cloud, with Agentforce handling over 750,000 support requests. Good information there from Shai Balor. Thank you, sir. CRM looks like a slam dunker if you went long on this before the earnings. I know the earnings catalysts are kind of lotto plays, but it's looking like a congrats to the bulls. I don't see this coming back down anytime soon as far as the remainder of after hours goes. And then, of course, we got pre-market data. Okay, still waiting on Nvidia. Again, Nvidia kind of sold off into close, but as did the indexes as well. S&P, NASDAQ, and the Dow kind of all sold off into the close. So nothing really Nvidia did per se. So now we wait. It's 4:11 p.m. Eastern. Go back to Salesforce just a second. Salesforce holding up pretty well. Excuse me 1 second. Let me mute that phone call. Yeah, Salesforce holding up really well. I mean, I know this is a 1 minute chart, but they kind of double bottomed a little bit right there when they were taking a breather, and it's looking like it's probably going to run up to the after hours high. Again, that was around 294.49, according to Webull here. All right, everyone's patiently waiting for Nvidia. See if Salesforce can make another little leg up here. They got the data to back it up. Like I say, they beat EPS, they beat revenue, not by a lot, but nonetheless they beat, and they raised guidance. So that's just a perfect scenario for bullishness there. Okay. Oh, that's right. Dan C 1883. I will definitely see you in Chicago. It's going to be a fun time. Farouk on Discord. Nvidia hasn't reported results yet. CRM, which is Salesforce, they did report. And again, they beat EPS, revenue, and raised guidance. So it's just all around good for Salesforce bulls right now. Still waiting on Nvidia. I think we got about 7 more minutes before they report. Earnings Whisper said it was 4:20 p.m. Eastern. Let me double check. Yeah, 4:20 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes Earnings Whispers has typos with the time, but they're probably right about this one. Forecast for the EPS for Nvidia 0.85 and the forecast revenue 42.71 billion. Nvidia trading pretty well above their anchored VWAP. Nvidia's anchored VWAP probably around say maybe 117, 118-ish. Of course, Nvidia closed the regular session at 134.81. Sitting here in after hours. They're up a little bit in after hours, but again, they sold off into close, as did SPY and the triple Qs. So it's all about the data coming in here hot very soon. It's about 4:15 p.m. Eastern. It's got about 5 more minutes on the video. Let me check a few things while we're waiting. Okay, well, we got a few minutes to burn. Let me show everyone the hedge trade I put in place on Tuesday. Just kind of in case there's any more downside on SPY. I put some put debit spreads in place. We'll go over it just real quick. We already got our reaction on CRM, Salesforce. It's positive. Beat EPS, beat revenue, raise guidance. There's not much else to put out there for that right now. It's positive reaction. Congrats to the CRM bulls. But this is a hedge trade I put in yesterday. It's I did some SPY put debit spreads. They only costed $40 a spread with a max profit of 60. Of course, you get your $40 back. So it's about 150% return on risk. If you make $60 in profit, get your $40 back, your original risk, 150% potential return. I opened up a handful of these things, but I just felt like SPY was kind of getting a little overextended. Of course, anyone can just zoom out on SPY's chart and got some unresolved price action from yesterday's pre-market. And of course, the markets were closed on Monday, so yesterday was kind of like the start of the week, right? And of course, Trump paused the tariffs for the European Union, and that's why it kind of rallied like this. But you know, I'm prepared. I'm currently long on 5 different stocks right now, so that's the reason why I put this downside hedge in place. All right, pays 150% potential profit. Actually, was green a little bit on it today. So I entered it late in the day yesterday, and of course, SPY's a little bit down from where it was at from the high of yesterday. So these spreads are actually already profitable. I don't got to wait long at all, but I do have downside, some downside protection. The expiration date is June 6th. So not this Friday, but next Friday. So I'll just leave those spreads in place. And basically, just to kind of dummy it down with this SPY put debit spread, you know, SPY's below 589 by next Friday. I'm getting paid on this, 150% return on capital. Blue Brain on YouTube, C3 looking good. Yeah. I bet that's obviously in relation to CRM's reaction. Let's take a look at C3 just real quick. So we got about 3 more minutes. Yeah, look at C3 catching a bid. Obviously benefiting from Salesforce's earnings results. So good eyes there, Blue Brain. Appreciate the info. We'll go back to NVIDIA because that's why everyone's here. There we go. Okay, so NVIDIA kind of trending back up here. A little V-shaped recovery action. Data's technically not out yet, so I don't know if market makers may be front running this or what, but let's see. 4:18 p.m. Okay, and I'll let everyone know how to get to the NVIDIA earnings web call, because I know that's pretty important. The lower revenue estimate for NVIDIA, 43.1 billion. The higher side of the revenue estimate, 51.06 billion. I think if their revenue comes in above 51 billion, could see a nice bullish reaction. Everyone wants to see the revenue on NVIDIA. Of course, the guidance is important as well. Okay, 4:18 p.m. We got about 1 minute, 20 seconds before we may see some fireworks here. And of course, if NVIDIA catches a bid, couple that with CRM already caught a bid, we should see the indexes pop quite a bit because of that. I got SPY over here on this left side, and I got the triple Qs over here on the right. So they're both, the charts are kind of looking like NVIDIA's chart, right? So CRM still kind of trading sideways. Let's see if they're winding up for another leg up. But so far they've been holding about 287 a share. But again, S1 on CRM, support 1, 285s. S2 is the golden fib at 283. So those are my downside levels, support levels for CRM. Okay, it's 4:19 p.m. Eastern. We got 30 seconds before it's 4:20. Let's see if we get some a little bit of fireworks. Everyone got their popcorn ready? Yeah, Farouk. I hear you, brother. About Discord can kind of be laggy sometimes. Okay. 5 seconds. Let's see if it's right on the dot. Yep, here it is. Exactly 420, and the volatility has started. Did you see that big wick down before it kind of... Okay, just give it a second. You want to let this marinate for a second. We definitely got volatility. Bunch of flickering candle right now. Big wick on the bottom, big wick on the top. So let's see what we end up getting. I know a lot of investors are going to be watching that revenue line item. Okay, it's going positive. So bulls have won the tug of war so far. Oh, right back down. That's why you got to be careful with these. You just got to give it a few minutes for the price to settle down, because it's anyone's guess is, you know, it's like a 50-50 shot right now. It's almost doji looking at one point. Big wick on top, big wick on bottom. Just lots of indecision right now. Investors, market makers, you know, they're still digesting the data here. It looked like it wanted to go, and then it backed off a little bit. So, okay, so they did beat EPS, and they did beat revenue. Thank you, Mad Maverick, for posting that for me. I'm going to put this on the bottom of my screen on YouTube so everyone can see. Okay, and got a nice little graphic here. Let me show everyone this real quick. I got some good double-digit growth on EPS and revenue. So their forecast EPS 0.75. The actual numbers just reported 0.96. So they beat EPS by 28%. Nvidia is catching a bid, folks. I mean, it closed the regular session at 130. Let me see here. Yeah, 134.81. They're up 3% in after hours right now. Let me go back here just for a sec. Okay, revenue 43.25 was the forecast. They just reported 44.06. So they beat revenue by 2%. What I'd like a lot here is the double-digit growth for the year-over-year numbers. EPS was up 57% and revenue was up 69%. That's some really nice year-over-year numbers there. Investors are taking this earnings data positively so far. CRM pulling back a little bit. It was sitting right where my S1 was, around 285. S2 283. We don't really want to see CRM lose the golden fib here at 283, so be keeping my eye on that. But back over to Nvidia, they are up 3.8% in after hours, up $5 a share. Let me put this Nvidia earnings results here. There we go. So I got that on the bottom of my screen for the EPS and revenue. Let me check a few more things here. It's about 4:23 p.m. Eastern. Shy on Twitter. The AI party continues. I guess it does, doesn't it? I just want to check real quick here. Software IT. Yeah. Salesforce is very much an AI as well. Of course, Nvidia is kind of the front runner there. But yeah, I agree with Shy. The AI party continues. Got a nice positive reaction here. Okay. Now, quarter over quarter, their EPS was up 8%. The revenue was up 12% quarter over quarter. So kind of a shorter term look there. Still positive data, so that's good. Guidance. Looks like Nvidia kind of kept their guidance in line. Revenue guidance 45 billion. The estimate was 45 billion. So they kind of kept guidance in line. Okay, so we got both of our reactions. Initial positive reactions, reaction from Salesforce, ticker symbol CRM. Looks like they are trying to bounce right above this golden ratio here, which is 283 a share. I'd love to see CRM kind of form a higher low right there, and then maybe it'll gear up and make another after hours high run. We'll see. Nvidia taking a little bit of a breather. I'm not going to count this bottom wick because that was just crazy. They are taking a breather. They pulled back to about 138 a share. They're sitting here trading just below 139. Let's see if it tries to bounce here. I really do like CRM's earnings data. They beat EPS, beat revenue, and they raised guidance. Nvidia beat EPS and revenue, but it looks like they left the guidance unchanged. But nonetheless, it's a positive reaction. Q1 data center revenue, $39.1 billion, which came in line with forecasts. The CEO says the Blackwell NVL72 AI supercomputer is in production. Okay, Nvidia, I'm getting mixed data here. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yep, that's what we said. So Lux Algo put out a report saying they missed that Nvidia missed EPS, which is totally not true. They beat EPS and they beat revenue. Shares are up a little over 3% in after hours. So we got both reactions, positive reactions on both stocks. We should see the indexes get a nice little bump out of it, and sure enough, SPY is now up in after hours. So are the triple Qs, is also up in after hours. So it should benefit the overall markets with both of these positive reactions. It's about 4:27 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Nvidia's numbers, I don't think they knocked it out of the park. I agree with Farouk on YouTube over here. Not really anything too fantastical. Still good though. I mean, the revenue's up 12% from Q4, and the revenue's up 69% from a year ago. The data center revenue, a lot of investors are looking at the revenue. Okay, that's a big deal with Nvidia. Data center revenue, $39.1 billion. That's up 10% from Q4 and up 73% from a year ago. So they definitely got some great revenue numbers. We look at a few other things. Couple other notes from the CEO. The Blackwell supercomputer. It's a thinking machine designed for reasoning. Is now in full-scale production across system makers and cloud service providers. Global demand for NVIDIA's AI infrastructure is incredibly strong, of course. AI inference token generation has surged tenfold in just 1 year. And as AI agents become mainstream, the demand for AI computing will accelerate. Countries around the world are recognizing AI as essential in infrastructure, just like electricity and the internet. And yeah, that's definitely agree with that. And NVIDIA stands at the center of this profound transformation. Yeah, we'll see. You know, if someone bought some call options on NVIDIA before the earnings, you just got to check and see what, specifically before you buy it, but check and see what the theta decay is. Make sure you don't get theta burned, and of course there could be some IV crush there. So typically you want your call option to be in the money by tomorrow morning, and you should have a pretty good payday. But out of the money calls, especially if you were further out of the money, that's when there might not be something there with the theta decay and the IV crush, and that's why you want to try and be as close to the money as possible when buying these calls. That's just my opinion. Yeah, I agree with Blue Brain on Twitter, or I'm sorry, on YouTube. I think expectations were set pretty high benchmark for Nvidia to meet, and the numbers are good. And I do agree with Shai Balor on Twitter. The AI party continues. This ain't going nowhere. So it looks like we got our reactions, and let me post the link for the NVIDIA web call with the CEO. Give me 1 second, and I'll post that for everyone so everyone can screenshot that. Okay, here, I'll just pull it over here. This is NVIDIA's investor relations page. Okay, accept the cookies is fine. You can check here for the quarterly results, and of course the webcast right here. I like scrolling down to the latest events, but what I'm going to do is just click here for the quarterly results, the webcast. So this is how you're going to get into the web call. They might make you fill out a little form to get into the web call, but that's okay. And the web call is scheduled for 5 p.m. Eastern. It's about 30 minutes. I know everyone's going to want to sit in on that, especially if you're a long-term investor. So let me post the link to the web call on the bottom of my screen. Give everyone a chance to screenshot that. That'll take you right to NVIDIA's web call. Okay, so go ahead and close that down. CRM kind of retracing back. Trading right below the golden fib. Again, they beat EPS, beat revenue, and raised guidance, and they did have a nice initial reaction, but they are pulling back a little bit right now. So just keep your eye on it. I want this to hold 280, or this is just coming right back down, and it'll be a big nothing burger. NVIDIA looks good so far. It's holding up. Looks like it made a higher low right here around 137 a share. A potential second higher low around 137.70. Let's see if it can keep making higher lows and go to the after hours high. But looks like we got the reactions. And I got the link on the bottom of my screen. That'll take you to NVIDIA's web call with the upper management. With that said, it's a little after 4:30 p.m. Eastern. I do want to talk just real quick about a few other things. And oh yeah, I talked about my SPY put debit spreads that I'm using as a downside hedge. 150% potential return if SPY is below 589 by next Friday. So I'm just going to leave those in place because I'm currently long on 5 different stocks right now. So this will allow me where if the overall market sells off a little bit between now and next Friday, June 6th, I'll be able to make some money on the downside if that happens. So I'm just going to leave that in place as like an insurance policy. That's all this is, okay? So let me go back here. Traders Paradise. Okay, this is our second in-person event we're doing. Last year was in Delray Beach. This year's in Chicago, June 9th through the 12th. There's a link in the description of this stream. It should say Traders Paradise 2025. If you click on that, it'll take you to the page where you can buy the tickets. It's a 4-day event. And just a quick summary of what's going on at the in-person event. We're going to be doing live trading every day. So bring your laptop with you so you can trade right along with us. It's going to be some great interactive workshops. It's going to be some live master classes on advanced options. I'm probably going to be teaching that one since I trade mainly spreads and run a lot of the wheel strategy and basically just write contracts. So I'm going to be showing some people some new advanced trading strategies during that session. It's also going to be a swing trading masterclass and also a step-by-step instruction on how to use the Big Quench. His name's Austin. He's the owner of the company. His advanced range trading strategy. He's been making a ton of money over the years using it. So he's going to show everyone that. And of course, AI tech space deep dive. Where's big money placing their bets for the remainder of this year, And then Lou Bassanisi is going to be there, special guest. He's been on MSNBC, Fox News. He has his whole session, and it's going to be guidance on how to develop as an investor. So I'm really looking forward to sitting in on that session. Then we're also releasing a new Trading View indicator. There's going to be private dinners and deep dive mentorships. The private dinners, I'm looking forward to that because lots of high level discussion going on behind closed doors at those dinners. Once you get your ticket, again, it's June 9th through the 12th. It's at the Hyatt Regency in Chicago. Once you get your ticket, get a hold of the hotel because we blocked off 50 hotel rooms that are discounted. So I want to make sure, if you get your ticket to the in-person event, call the hotel and get in on that block of rooms. We blocked off 50 rooms that are discounted. But yeah, I hope everyone can make it to the second annual Traders Paradise in Chicago. Again, June 9th through 12th. If you do get your ticket, I'm definitely looking forward to meeting you. Again, last year was in Delray Beach, and we just had a blast. So that this one, I think, is going to be 10 times better. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Just a quick recap. NVIDIA's got a positive reaction. Okay, the AI party continues. And CRM did have an initial positive reaction. It is retracing a bit now. It's retraced about 78% of that initial rally. So definitely looking for a bottom to come in soon because their earnings data was not bad at all. They beat EPS, they beat revenue, and raised guidance, and hence the positive initial reaction. But got some profit taking or something going on right now, maybe some repositioning, but it is retracing the initial pump. So just keep your eye on it, see if it starts making higher lows for the remainder of after hours. Nvidia is making a run towards a new after hours high. So congrats to the Nvidia bulls for sure. But yeah, with that said, I hope everyone enjoyed. And again, if you get the tickets to the Chicago in-person event, I definitely look forward to meeting you. But other than that, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their night. And I'll be back tomorrow with another earnings stream at 4 p.m. Eastern. Cheers, and I'll talk to you later.